No, shut up, Jesus. God. Hello, hello. Anybody's there? If you exist, you can hear me. Do let me know. Hey, there's Hawk. That's a good sign. I guess I should send out just a last second retweet that we're live now. Did I remember to tweet? Yeah, I did. Whoop. It has been a stressful day, my dude. It has been a stressful day. Texas Arbiter, how you doing? There's someone that probably lives in a similar ballpark to me. Hopefully, Texas Arbiter, you don't live down in the valley. If you do, I hope y'all have been staying safe amidst all the flooding and stuff. It's been a little spooky down south lately. But we're gonna kind of hustle into this because our goal is to go until Lawhammer starts, and then I do have to dip right around then, because I got stuff I gotta do. Let's see, where is my... Oh, there it is. I'm gonna clean my glasses real quick. They're a little dirty. Northwest, thankfully. Ah, good. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Hey, Bearer of the One Ring, how you doing? Sticks and Stones, hello. Hop it, hi, hi, hi. How's the flooding been for us? Non-existent. We haven't had any issues up where I'm at. Like, we've had some big thunderstorms and stuff, but nothing like bad. The weather's a little unusual this year. It's been very wet and surprisingly less hot than normal for July. Like, we barely ever get up to 100 degrees, which for us is unusual. Like, normally by this time of year is when we get like that big stretch of like non-stop 100-degree weather. But right now it's been like, it's still hot, like still upper 90s, but it's not like well into the hundreds, and we've been getting a ton of rain. It's weird. Castraded, hello. It's lovely to see you all. I hope you're doing well. The only thing I'm focused on today is leveling my white mage. Like, I am not worrying about anything else today. Because we only have 3 hours before I gotta dip. Duno James, good to see you. Hello, hello. God damn it, Sotek on the RimWorld's new DLC. Oh, on the day RimWorld's new DLC comes out. Well, you don't, yeah, you can just hang out. I will say, I did finish typing up my thoughts and like my ideas for the Lizardman rework. And I'm gonna be recording that later today, so that I can then hopefully delve into I can then help blah, 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 my brain. I can then focus on other stuff. Okay, I have to remember what all my shit does. Resurrect from the dead. Next spell's cast immediately. Dash forward. Gradually restore my MP. Reduce spell cast time and recast time and auto attack delay by 20%. Sleep. Damage. Remove bad thing. Healing over time. Where's my AoE heals? Hey, Hawk, what are you doing? You pick up your journal already? Oh, okay. For me, it's 3 and 4. Okay. At some point, I'll have to fix that other thing. But we're just gonna start with a leveling dungeon and get into it. Ugh! If anyone else wants to join us, let me know. Mogul Tomestone's going on again? Oh, okay, cool. I liked the last Moogle Tomestone event. Is it the same as last time where you're able to buy like a bunch of goodies that are normally not possible to get? Am I not missing Medica 2? I don't think I've gotten Medica 2 yet. What dungeon is this? Oh, Sunken Temple. Okay. What is taking so long? Let's see if I go to Medica 2. Yeah, no, Medica 2 is at 50. Not control. Hello, by the way. Hawk for the 55 stream streak. Holy shit. Got my Cathay minis away. I'm literally less than a week from moving though. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I mean, you'll get to put them together later, I assume. Yeah, we'll definitely do the event. Probably not this stream, but maybe later today. Do this, and then we'll drop a Medica. Why is everybody taking so much damage? Sotek, I have a joke. It's a dead game. What? What's a dead game? I'm hoping they follow Kisleg's lead and Lisbon get a unique control system. That'd be kind of interesting. Like, touching up Lizardman control. Like, so my big focus was on the Blessed Spawning System and the Geomantic Web. Hey, Christopher, thanks so much for the 18 months. Yes, I am very excited for the reveal show. I've heard from some pretty... I am very, very, very confident we are about to see Chaos Dwarfs. I think the Chaos Dwarfs are coming back to the setting, and I am very excited. I'm very excited because that's a pretty big deal for us. Hopefully these guys remember I've been afflicted with doom. Hey, Porisma, thank you very much for the super chat. By the way, for anyone that cares, if you don't care, it's totally fine. but for anyone that does care, I did decide, after some people have been asking about it, I did decide to reopen the direct tip system. So if you don't want to use super chats or Twitch stuff, and you just want to, what the fuck? There we go. Hold on, I'm stabilizing. I'm stabilizing. We have very bad DPS. Not like, I don't mean like they're bad. I just mean that they don't have a ton of damage output. Was I just not paying attention for a second, or did Hawk get doomed? I'm running low on mana. Ooh, that got a little spicy. But anyway, so the big thing that I've been, which setting? It's probably Age of Sigmar. I would be very surprised if it's not Age of Sigmar. And then I think for AOS, for Old World, what we're most likely to get is Kislev. I think. I'm an idiot. I forgot that I had regen now. I'm sitting here just using regular heals when I can be using heal over times. God darn. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is we're looking at Kislev for Old World, and then we're looking at Chaos Dwarfs for Age of Sigmar. Are gonna be like the big reveals for us, and maybe we're gonna see the announcement of 2nd edition Old World. That's what seems to be kind of the common consensus, which I would be fine with. Am I sure it's Kislev? No, but that's what I've heard, and it would make the most sense. Even though it's going to be a little weird because it means we're going to have like, I think we're going to have like 6 good guy armies and 4 bad guy armies, if you like loosely follow that system. Are Chaos Dwarfs going to be in Shaman or Akshi? Probably both. So far they're mainly in the 8 points, but I imagine they will, you know, expand their role, so to speak. Everybody gets healing over time. Yeah, but I'm really excited for the new Chaos Dwarf range. It doesn't even matter if it's Old World or AOS, to be completely honest, because you can just use it for whatever you want. Games Workshop may be assholes and try and tell you you can't use your minis however you want, but they have a very limited amount of control over their own IP, funny enough, in the modern era, because that's just not how the world works anymore. So you can feel free to give them the double bird and just worry about having fun. I'm thinking for the big DLC, it might be used as testing ground for Big Far East in the future. I would be very shocked if that was the case. I would be really expecting it to be the end times. The end times is my current guess, with Dogs of War being right behind. I can see either one of those. Being viable options. Take out the Soulstone. What are we doing, people? I didn't dodge that. Ow. Oh, I got distracted earlier. If you want to support what I do in the stream directly, there's a Streamlabs link you can now find in the top of the description bar if you're on YouTube, or on the panel, one of the Twitch panels below if you are so inclined. That support goes directly to me and goes around YouTube and Twitch. We're gonna try leaving it open. In the past we had it and then somebody tried to abuse it, because they're just mean people in the world that just hate others. But we're gonna try that and see if it works. Oh boy. Gonna use that. I got it! I got it! Ooh, that got a little dicey there. But I got the heals! Especially because I had the absolute joy today of finding out that a company did charge me a shitload of money. Because they're like, hey, we know you use our service, and even though you disabled your thing, we're gonna mess up and we're gonna charge your card because we had it on file. Even though I don't use their service anymore, because I pay for the way Lorebeards is set up, we use Andy's StreamYard account, because I pay for other stuff. But StreamYards was like, we're just gonna rip out a few $100s from your bank account. Just fuck you. And it's like, ha 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 ha. Suffers in being poor. Oop. Wow, that fucking hurt. Holy shit. Ah! Take! Help! Okay. Okay, I can stabilize this. I can stabilize this. I got time. I got time. I don't know how that DPS keeps dying, but she does. I think she's just running too far ahead. Priorsma, thank you very much for the super chat. What races do you think will come for the second wave of the old world? And what are the chances of Druki showing up the second wave? So, that's a great question, and it's very hard to answer. I spoke with someone fairly recently who, who I consider to be a very, 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 very reliable source. It's like one of the only sources I have into what's going on at GW that is even remotely reliable. And they swore up, down, left, right, every which way, to the wall, to the floor, however you want to say it. They swore that they had heard that Games Workshop was going to do a second wave, which was going to bring back several of the legacy races. And that the second wave was going to take us to the... the west. So, or not second wave, but second edition, would take us to the west of the setting. So we'd be going to Lustria, Ulthuan, and Nagaroth. So we'd be seeing obviously like a lot of high elf stuff, but we'd also be seeing dark elves. Oh, this is really bad. Hold on, I have to focus. I have to focus just a smidge. Trying not to get my absolute ass handed to me here. Yeah, I have such a hard time believing that. Well, okay, Dark Elves I can actually believe. Like, I can believe Dark Elves coming back to Fantasy because most of the Dark Elf range hasn't really converted into... God, I fucking hate this shit, dude. Most of the Dark Elf range hasn't actually converted into... AOS, right? Like, some of it is left over in cities, but it doesn't really, like, fit that well. It's kind of just there. So I am kind of expecting them to take out all of the... I keep casting the wrong spell because I'm an idiot. I'm kind of expecting them to take out a bunch of stuff. From all the Dark Elf stuff, from the Dark Elves except for like Witch Elves, and then bring it back to Old World. That is what I am personally expecting to see happen. Now, is that going to happen? Hard to say. I mean, considering, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's pure, it's pure, whatever. Like it's Old World or AOS, but that's not true. Like that's not correct, because we have Brain Fart, we have both Slaves to Darkness, and we have Slaves to Darkness, and we've got Warriors of Chaos, which use the exact same range. The only like technical difference right now is obviously there are certain models that are exclusive to the various settings, but the only difference is that they've like they're like, oh, if you use the older edition models, those are the fantasy version, and then the newer ones are the AOS version. But that's stupid, right? That they're not going to keep that up because it's just taking up space. If you're gonna play Warriors of Chaos or you're gonna play Slaves to Darkness, you're gonna use the same models for both ranges. Okay, what do we still need to do for journals? We could do... I don't think we could do any of these with my current level. I think I need to be a higher level to do like Needhog's Rage and stuff, or Earth's Font. I don't think I'm a high enough level for those yet. Yeah, I am not a high enough level for those yet. Okay, so we'll just do random dungeons. Fastest way to level. Oh no, I shouldn't have done a random dungeon. I should have picked a dungeon. Because we got a shitty dungeon. Well, that's my bad. I won't do that again. Though we are helping a newbie, which is nice. I'm always down to help a newbie. Always Happy to help a first-timer. There's a little baby! There's a little baby! I'm used to being the baby. Oh, there's low level damage to the Mog vent? Okay, I'll check the Mog vent stuff after. I only have like half my skills in here. I love being able to help new people. Plus, since we're helping someone new, we get bonus stuff, which is nice. You could pull way more, Hawk, if you want. Nope. I say as he outruns my healing range. More, I say, more! Do I see noob as a derogatory term? No. How? No, noob should not be considered a derogatory term. It just means you're new. No, I do not believe that should be considered derogatory. Unless you are very, very sensitive about, like, being fresh. But that's, I mean, that's just life. Like, you're not always gonna be like an experienced veteran at things, you know? Sometimes you're gonna be the new kid on the block, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a noob. Plus, Final Fantasy XIV has one of the, like, kindest MMO communities I've ever met. They're so nice to new people. Oop, forgot about him. So anything that I can do to pay forward the kindness that I received when I started playing the game to help out someone that's new to the game, I will always jump on that opportunity. Because when I started, people were super nice to me. So I want to make sure that I am passing on that experience. I'm gonna let them do it. Okay, they forgot to... No, over here. Do the thing. Do the thing. You gotta do the thing, new person. Ogre's getting the same treatment. Beastman, ideally. Yeah, it's weird. I hate that GW's doing it, and I'm hoping that it's something that won't continue to last, because they are losing out on money. Like, by separating the factions between settings, that is going to eventually start to cause them issues from a financial perspective. Of that. They're going to be forcing people to, like, have fewer ranges to pull from. And it's also going to make Warhammer Fantasy much, much harder to expand in. Because, you know, we have almost all of the old world factions already. The only one we're missing, or the only new ones they can really do would be going to a pure Eastern theater, which is likely. But that's going to take time because they're going to have to develop a bunch of brand new armies. Whereas they could have a much easier time just expanding the old world to flesh out what is already supposed to be there, right? So, like, when appropriate, reintroducing the vampire counts, reintroducing the Skaven, reintroducing the Dark Elves and the Lizard Men. and the Ogre Kingdoms. Like, I don't think it's a huge deal at this exact moment in time, because a lot of that stuff isn't relevant to what's going on in the current story. I do agree with GW on that point, that there are things that are not relevant to the current story, and keeping the old world with a smaller starting roster that allows them to move, you know, to the next edition quicker, because they don't have to worry about, like, putting out every single army book, I don't think is necessarily a terrible decision by any means. Obviously it sucks if you're like one of the groups that isn't relevant at the moment, but the legacy rules are there for a reason, and every tournament that I know of for Old World is still extremely pro legacy faction. And there are people going to and winning tournaments with legacy races. So as long as the community doesn't give up on them, I think Games Workshop will be forced to confront that particular thing sooner or later. Especially because the poor ogres haven't done shit in AOS. Like, the ogres are so not important in Age of Sigmar. They haven't done anything. Like, they haven't fought anybody of note. They don't have any special characters. They're just kind of there. And I'll put it this way. Right now, I'm not a huge fan of the ogres in AOS, because it feels like they're just there to give destruction another faction, rather than being there to actually, like, add to the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they're just there to be like, oh, destruction is more than just orcs and goblins, guys. Like, destruction's more than just orcs and goblins. It's also got ogres. But the ogres don't get to do anything right now. They're just kind of there. Is there any lore reason for the ogres getting army abilities in Warhammer 3? It's the blessing of the Great Maw. That's all it is. It's basically the ogres getting all wound up and dealing a lot of slaughter and yada yada yada, and basically the Great Maw bestowing them with blessings as they, like, engage in carnage and feasting. That's what it's represented as. If you want the meta answer is that the main mechanic system for Total War Warhammer 3 was army abilities. You know, where it's like all of the mono gods got army abilities, ogres got army abilities. Cathay and Kislev didn't, but they got a bunch. You know, they did have a bunch of other stuff instead. All right, we'll wait for them. Yeah, Biofoot, yeah, they did do some fun stuff in Broken Realms, and they also did some fun stuff in the Dawnbringer Crusades. The Dawnbringer Crusades had a really big story beat about the fucking, oh my god, the Gorgers. Gorgers played a role, but it just wasn't particularly significant. Hey, DCP, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
DCB donated $5 through super chat.
No message. I mean, I'll just keep an eye out for anything you wanted to say, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Why is Creative Assembly not using Total War Warhammer 3 as the cash cow as it is? Okay, so that's kind of a complicated question. If you're asking why isn't Creative Assembly pumping out content, like why aren't they just like dumping content on us at like a rapid pace? And the answer is kind of threefold. The first answer is that right now, at this exact moment in time, we are going through a transition where a lot of Total War Warhammer 3 is going to be going forward, handled by the Sophia studio. So all of the like major development work and yada 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 is moving over to a new studio, which means that it's gonna take time. Quick run, and I'm gonna be like pat to the new person. And then I'm gonna do a cool emote to be like, you did it. Second factor, this is worth pausing to talk about for a second. So the first factor is that most development for, not all, but most development for Total War Warhammer 3 is passing from the Horsham studio to the Sophia studio. Which means that a bunch of people are having to get their hands on the game and figure out what's going on, why systems are working the way they're working, and stuff like that. This has a good and a bad side. The bad side is that it means that there was a bit of a speed bump, so to speak, in making sure that, or like development, right? So instead of the development continuing at like max pace, it slowed down a little bit so that new folks could get used to the systems they're working with, and could get a good handle on the situation. The bad news the good news is that they are a very, very good studio. Where is the interaction for the fucking event? I don't even know where I'm going for the... Where's the logs or whatever? Is there like a Moogle log? But the good news is that because Sophia is a fresh pair, it's a fresh new set of eyes and hands and devs working on the game. They are willing to do something different. They are able to look at like the siege system, and they can look at the siege system and say, you know what, we think we could do this better. Because like I can tell you for a fact that Creative Assembly, the Horsham studio, had gotten to the point where they were looking at sieges and said, we don't know what to do. Like, we tried it, we tried to fix it, like we did something new with Warhammer 3, we even tried to overhaul it a couple times, and everything we tried just didn't work. What stuff kind of worked, a lot of people didn't like. So we're just, we don't know what to do with it. It's just kind of like, we're not really sure what to do with it. But now that we have the new studio coming in to look at it, they're looking at it and saying, you know what? No, we can do this. We can absolutely do this. We can come in here and we can make sure that we try something new. We try something fresh. And because of that, we're getting a big old rework to Sieges, which is hopefully going to be super good. The second major factor you have to consider is that, as much as it is a bit of a meme to poke fun of them for because of various things that have happened over the many years, CA does have a level of standard that they try and hold things to. They do try really hard to say, okay, if we're going to do something, we want to do it right. We want to make sure that it's fun. We want to make sure that it works. And The one time they didn't do a good job of that was Shadows of Change, and it kind of blew up and caused a lot of problems. And granted, that was more due to like the price and some other factors, and it was just a mess, right? But they're eager not to repeat that. So for them to look at Tides of Torment and say, you know what? It's not ready. It's not good. Like, it's just not good. That, in my opinion, takes some balls. I think in light of how the community is very obviously reacting to the delays, and like, you know, you go on the forums and the subreddits and you have people being like, is Total War a dead game? Is CA abandoning Total War? Why aren't they doing more? Why aren't they doing more? I think for them to come out and say, hey guys, we tried making something, and at the end of the day, we're looking at it, and it's just not there, man. This just isn't it. We're just not happy with it. I imagine that fucking sucked to do, and they did not want to do that. Especially because that means they're just not making money, right? Like, instead of dropping a DLC that makes bank, to have to look at it and say, all right, we're gonna have to redo some parts. That sucks for them a lot more than it sucks for us. I mean, it sucks for us, but it sucks for them much more. So that's the second major factor. I would say the third major factor is we're not dumb, right? Like, we're not idiots. It is abundantly clear, especially if you were like keeping up with all the articles and everything, that there is a very major set of new games coming to Creative Assembly. I will remind you all that Creative Assembly is not launching a new game this year. This is going to be the first year in a long time, as far as I can remember, where Creative Assembly is not releasing a new game at all. No new games. They have not done that in what feels like 100,000 years. I don't know if it's always been every year, but normally they release at least one game a year. And this time, they're not. There is no game. There's no new games this year. And that's kind of nuts. But that does mean they're clearly working on something big, something big. We know that they're working on a big new fantasy game, which when I say fantasy, I don't mean fantasy as in Warhammer fantasy. I mean fantasy as in non-historical, right? So there's no historical element to it. So it is, I would be shocked if it's not Total War Warhammer 40,000, to be blunt with you guys, but it could be like Total War Star Wars, Total War Lord of the Rings, Total War Age of Sigmar, Total War Warhammer 4. Like, it could be a lot of different things, but I suspect that it is I had a brain fart, 40K. But in any event, we know that's something the Horsham Studio is working on. We also know from an announcement at the end of point last year that they're also working on a big new historical game. Because to be blunt, and I don't say this with malice, I'm simply stating a fact, Creative Assembly has not released a major historical title in several years. Three Kingdoms was a while ago now, and even Three Kingdoms wasn't a traditional historical game. It was kind of like a hybrid, right? It was kind of historical, kind of not. So I would very much suggest that what we are likely going to be looking at, come on, DPS, hurry up. Okay. Is maybe like Medieval 3, Empire 2. Well, like, so Troy was not made by Horsham, the head studio. Troy was made, and I love Troy was I think a very solid addition to the Total War series. But Troy was made by the Sophia studio, not the Head studio. Oh, 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 I fucked up. I fucked up! So I would guess that in many ways, CA is attempting to go back to their roots and attempting to be like, okay, we need to get back to making the kinds of games that people really, really love and want from us, because it's been a rough few years. And that means we're going to be looking into things like large new historical games from the Head studio, a big new fantasy game of some kind, whether it's 40k, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 4, whatever. So that is my thoughts on that. And when you combine all of those factors together, it makes sense that 2025 is a bit slower than we'd all like it to be. Right? In a perfect world, it would be the fastest game ever. And we would be just drowning in good packs. But this is why I have been advocating so hard for smaller DLCs. Smaller DLCs that have a single legendary lord or a single legendary hero along with a collection of units, and like maybe like some packs that only have one or two legendary lords, or like, you know, a little collection. Oh shit! Son of a bitch! Well, that sucks. Oh, I gotta hustle. I gotta hustle. I should not have been holding still. That was dumb on my part. Y'all got it. Just keep DPSing. You got it. Use your pots. I know you got pots in that inventory. And that being said, from what I understand, if whatever happened with Tides of Torment had not happened, because I don't know the specifics, I don't know what it was about Tides of Torment that the devs looked at it and went, you know what, this just sucks, we need to redo it. Oh, I could have raised him, but he didn't let me. Okay. You know, I don't know the situation of what exactly about it. From what I can tell, it seems to have been more of a mechanics issue. So like, what were the various campaign mechanics of the characters and what were they hoping to accomplish with them? They just weren't fun. Like they had some cool ideas, they tried to make it work, and it just didn't work. And, you know, they put it in front of the playtesters, and the playtesters played it, and the playtester said either, you know, it's boring, or it doesn't work right, or whatever. But if everything had gone according to plan, I would bet you a lot of money that the original plan, if everything had not, you know, gone according to plan, would have been, we would have had Tides of Torment by the end of July at the latest. But everything didn't go according to plan. So now we're looking at probably a late September, early October release. And it's just, you know, unfortunately that's the price we pay with the big DLCs. Is that if something goes bump and it doesn't work out the way we're hoping, we end up in this situation. And I'm not saying it doesn't suck. It does suck. But, it, you know, unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. It also doesn't help that the studio is clearly working on, like, other issues. Like, they're doing a full Siege rework, with, like, a notable part of the studio and over at Sophia. And a part of me kind of wonders if some of what happened with Tides of Torment is that they were like, hey, we want to do something kind of complex and unique with these characters, but the current systems that exist within the game will not allow for that. Like, we're being held back because of issues that the base game has. And we want to fix those issues first. And once we have fixed those issues, then we can, you know, do the DLC stuff we want to do. Because, I mean, one of the things I noticed, if y'all think about it, if you go back and watch their Norska roundtable, so when they did the Norska roundtable, if you go look at it, one of the things they talked about in the video that really caught my attention was that they really wanted Sail the Faithless to have a more complex system with diplomacy. So they wanted to do like a really, really cool diplomacy gimmick with him. I fucked that up. And unfortunately, they realized that it wasn't a viable option. They couldn't do it because the diplomacy system that we had was so problematic that it functionally made it where they could not, they had to abandon the concept. And a part of me wonders if they might have come along with an idea of, you know what if we fix the systems that exist? Oh, come on. I'm not bad at video games. I can pay attention. Sorry, I'm so busy talking to y'all that I'm not doing my job very well as a healer. Supposed to be watching the prompts. I'm too busy yapping. Luckily, my party is paying better attention than I am. Parisiba, thank you very much for the super chat. The community waiting for a Champions of Chaos style Bloodline. Vampire has Bloodline DLC so much. The point I don't understand is why do they not want to do it? Okay, so there are reasonable, completely accurate reasons why a Champions of Chaos style Vampire Count DLC is not necessarily a good idea. For example, point one is that Champions of Chaos, while it was mostly focused on the Warriors of Chaos, was ultimately a DLC that also added a significant amount of content to several other factions. So like Nurgle, Slanesh, Korn, and Zinch all also benefited from that DLC.
I don't understand though why they want to make the biggest DLC ever for next year when a lot of people want these small DLC packs.
I'll get to that in a second, Alexander. So the problem with a Vampire Counts Champions of Chaos equivalent is that instead of affecting 5, well, actually the Demons of Chaos potentially as well. So, well, no, it didn't really affect demons at all. No, it only affected the mono gods. And, well, no, it did affect demons because Daniel's stupid and has access to mortal units for some fucking reason. I what am I looking for here? I don't think I've unlocked Desmal Darkhold yet. Oh, I'm 44. No, we can do Desmal now. Hell yeah. Let's go. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, the vampire counts. The problem with the vampire count one is that it most likely would only affect the vampire counts, right? It would be really, really difficult to mess with it in a way where it would also benefit the Tomb Kings and the Vampire Coast. It's not impossible, but it wouldn't be easy. And I could see the idea that from whenever, so I've had this talk with the devs. I've been very public about the fact that I've been to Horror Show several times. I know the devs. I've had the opportunity to travel over there and chat with them, and it's been a really cool time. However, in light of all of that, that has allowed me a rare and very lovely opportunity to have discussions with them about game development and how they do things for Total War. And one of the things that influences their decision about whether or not to make a DLC is whether or not they think people would buy said DLC. So, like, if they're gonna make it, they have to have confidence that people are gonna want to play it, right? Makes sense. So here's the thing. It is not easy to convince them that a vampire count version of the Champions of Chaos would be an actually desired piece of content by a significant, we'll say, amount of the player base. Because a lot of people, when I made that video, right, and I went to go talk online about it, I had several discussions. Or if you go watch my videos on the Vampire Counts Bloodline DLC, or you go onto Reddit, right, or the forums, and you bring up the Vampire Counts DLC that Loremaster of Sotek has been rambling about, you will get a not insignificant amount of people who will say, that's a stupid fucking idea. That's a dumbass idea. I don't know why anybody would want that. Loremaster of Sotek is out of his fucking mind. Like, he's an idiot. Why would he think anybody would pay for that? Like, there is a significant amount of pushback. And CA isn't blind. Like, obviously the forums and the Reddit and stuff only represent a small amount of the community. They don't represent the entire community by any stretch of the imagination, but they do represent a chunk of the community. And if the only dialogue that, like, Creative Assembly is seeing about the DLC is negative, you know, it's just people being like, oh, this is dumb, I wouldn't buy this, I don't want this, then that is going to erode confidence for them. You know, that's going to make them say, maybe we shouldn't make this, because clearly, like, not everybody wants it, or at least not enough people want it. Is a way to look at it. So you have the combined ideas of, number one, not everybody seems to want it. Number two, it would only affect, at most, 3 factions, being the 3 undead factions, but that's very unlikely. It would probably, much more realistically, only affect the vampire counts. So if it's only affecting the vampire counts, but it's of the same rather titanic size as Champions of Chaos, it's just a hard sell. It's a hard sell. And like, when you look at Champions of Chaos, to be completely transparent and honest with ourselves, Champions of Chaos didn't really have a lot of new stuff per se. It was a lot of asset flips, right? So it was a lot of like improving what models we already had looked like. It was a lot of we got like 2 or 5 new things with a little bit of change, right? So we got the 4 legendary lords, and we got the Chaos War shrines. I think that was really it. If memory serves, I believe everything else that was in there was pretty much just like asset flips. And not like actually new, or like improved assets, but there wasn't really anything all that meaty that was new compared to like standard DLCs. And when I talked about like the Vampire and Bloodlines DLC, most of what I was suggesting, to be fair to the devs, who would look at it and be like, no. Most of what I was suggesting was not asset flips a lot of the time. It was, oh, you should add in all these crazy cool new undead units. So I can understand why they don't go with that idea. So that being said, we should not despair. We shouldn't be like super sad or whatever, because now we have small DLCs. We have small DLCs we can do now that can serve the same function. Why do I have so many Discord messages? Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. I'll deal with that later. All right, so, I had a brain fart. What was I talking about? I got distracted by someone needing something from me. Oh, right. So the small DLCs, that's very exciting, because if we can kind of accomplish the same thing, but just like take it out over time. So instead of doing one giant Vampire Counts DLC, we do, oh, here's like Neferata, right? And Neferata comes with, let's say, a Blood Coven throne. And she comes with improved assets for the Lamian vampire characters. And she comes with like a Lamian handmaiden infantry unit. Or a, she comes with a, like, let's say she comes with Lamian handmaidens, improved assets for Lamian vampire lords. And she also comes with the Blood Coven, or the Coven Throne, and she comes with like Unholy Armor as like a new unit. The like empty suits of armor that are animated by like horrifying spirits and stuff. And that's it. Like that's what she is. That's cool. And it's like, it could be like super cheap and we get it super fast. And we go, oh man, that's super cool, but now I want more. Well, great, CA knows we want more. So they say, okay, here's the next, or like later down the line, here's Zacharias the Ever-Living. And you get Zacharias the Ever-Living, and he comes with improved assets for Necrarch Lords. And he also gives you the Abyssal Terror as a wild, like as a independent monster, but also as a mount for lots of, for like Master Necromancers, Vampire Heroes, and Vampire Lords. And he also comes with Spirit Hosts and Patchwork Men. So it's like 2 units in him. Or maybe it's like you get Zacharias the Ever-Living, you don't really get a ton of units, but he comes with a new legendary hero, and we get Dieter Helmstedt the Doom Lord as a legendary hero. Like there's plenty we can do there. Am I pro Cure 1? I mean, I use it. Sometimes I get the trigger. which makes my Cure 2 free. And honestly, I don't always need that much healing. I need to move Surecast to a new thing. This boss is dumb. The trigger is bait. I mean, you're probably right. Also, don't forget, arm's length is defensive. Do I have arm's length on this character? I thought that was tank only. Or are you talking? You might be talking to Hawk. Level up! Eventually, you're going to want to get rid of Cure 1. Duly noted. I appreciate the candor.
Consumer cheered. X100. Did you talk about the end time DLC and future of Warhammer 3 coming next year?
A little bit. I'm talking more about it, but we are rambling about it. Okay, in answer to Alexander's question, and also in a way Kurnshima's, Alexander asked, I don't understand though why they want to make the biggest DLC ever for next year when a lot of people want these small packs. Because they can do both at the same time, would be my answer. They can do both at the same time, where you have smaller packs interspersed among the bigger packs. So they have that lingering carrot for us of, oh look, something big's coming. But down the way, we're looking, they also are like, oh, by the way, to hold you over to those giant DLCs, we also are focusing on, small packs. Because, like, imagine, right? Let's say next year is, like, End Times, okay? Let's say we're getting an End Times DLC next year. And it's the biggest DLC ever, right? They've said whatever this DLC is the biggest ever. So it's like, it could be End Times, it could be Dogs of War, or whatever. Who cares? But let's say that they come out and say, okay, so here's what's going to happen for the future of Total War Warhammer 3. So for 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, whatever. For all of these years, the way this is going to work is that you will basically get one good-sized DLC per year. You get one big DLC a year. And then to carry you through the rest of the year, you will get the single character with like 1 or 2 units or whatever packs. Right? So they say, all right, so for instance, let's say next year, so let's say at the end of, let's say this year, we're going to give you Tides of Torment and we're going to give you Neferata. And that's 2025. Next year, we're going to, let's say next year we give you the End Times, but we also give you Zacharias the Ever-Living, just as an example, and Egrim von Horseman. So you're going to get 3 packs next year. 2 of them are tiny, and then you get the biggest one ever. And then for 2027, maybe they come out and say, all right, so for 2027, we're gonna bring out the Naga of Koresh. So here's a playable Naga of Koresh as the big thing, and then interspersed, you get a Yin Yin DLC for Cathay. You get a Wallach Harkin DLC for the Blood Dragons. And you maybe get like a Teto Echo DLC for the Lizardmen. So that's, I feel like they're trying to set us up for what is going to be the future of Total War. Like, what is what is going to be the way the game and the systems work going forward to make it sustainable, right? Because I think that's the big thing, is trying to make Total War Warhammer have a sustainable release schedule, while it's also, admittedly, not gonna be like the main focus anymore. You know, it's not what the Horsham studio is working on. You know, it's that job's gonna be Sophia's. And so I think this is Sophia's way of trying to make a game that they can keep up with and be able to keep making money. That is what I think we are looking down the barrel of. Whoops! I forgot he had big AoE. Bomb and Barb, what's up? Okay, he's on his last crystal. Luckily, this guy's damage kind of sucks, to be honest. As long as the DPS don't get close to him, I think they can dot him down, or they can burst him down. I'm really bad about watching my HP. Like, my eye is on my party's HP, and I just keep not looking at mine. But if this DLC is even the biggest compared to the other DLC in scale, price, future big DLC might just be full Far East with Inkaresh into Pond. Could be. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. They could do like a big fat Dogs of War DLC that also brings like a bunch of new mercenary units to the game. For like all factions, like I talked about in the video. Or they could say, ooh, I got Arrow 2 finally. And Arrow Mastery. Okay, sure, spells can be cast without interruption, nullifies knockback and stuff. Let's put that there. Can't believe I died. But it could be like, oh, here's Dogs of War. Here's maybe a giant Cathay expansion that has like the Monkey King with a bunch of other shit. Here's the Kingdoms of End. Here's the Naga of Koresh. Here's the fucking Fishman, for all I know. There's a lot that can happen. I have a story quest. Yeah, but I'm not that worried about it. I'm happy to just keep leveling for the moment. Oh, wait, withdraw. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I fucked up. Alex, my bad. Oh, he needs like 2 minutes. Okay. My bad. Well, I guess I can go do my quest. No, that is the Dogs of War. Dogs of War and the Southern Realms are synonymous. They are not separate ideas. They are in fact the same thing. The army book that Games Workshop released for what we know as the Southern Realms is called Dogs of War. They are potato and potato. Where am I going? Following in his footsteps. Okay, it's over here. Also, I do voice acting on story quests, so deal with it. So get ready for garbage voice acting. Especially because I have to try and remember what the characters sound like. Your command of white magic has advanced. Ah, fuck! Wait, go back. Okay, here we go. There it is. Your command of white magic has advanced considerably, Dakarius. Yes, the time draws near. Let us begin our preparations for the quieting. At its roots, the ritual is no different from the acts of pacifying that you have already performed. The difference lies only in the difficulty of the effort. The Great One possesses a power unfathomably more immense than the elementals you have communed with thus far. Power so immense that a mage might be easily overwhelmed by the sheer force of its will. To prevent such a catastrophic fate, our tradition decrees that an especial garb must be donned before performing the ritual. I have prepared for you these pieces, but I fear they will not avail you in their current state. So it is that I would send you on a journey. I trust you know the story of Tawakant. Rare among the Pajal, he left the forest behind to travel the realm, healing the land and its people. As tribute to his wanderlust, after he passed, his ashes were divided among several urns, which were in turn carried to the far reaches of the realm. And it was there, in the distant lands, that the great mage so loved that his ashes were buried, and monuments erected in his honor. You are to go on a pilgrimage to these sites and receive the blessings of your forebear. Only then will the garb I've gifted you be imbued with his divine powers. Mind you, you will find that these places are not as welcoming as they might have been in Master Otowa's time. The first site is on the shores of western Lenosha, a place now feared as the Serpent's Tongue, home to a band of vile pirates. The next is to be found in Mordona, in that overgrown labyrinth of roots and vines so affectionately known as the Tangle. I do hope that Master Otowa's ashes has survived in those most oppressive environs. The third site I would have you visit is perhaps the most treacherous location of the lot, Raban's Push in northern Thanalan, a stone's throw from an Imperial stronghold. I urge you to exercise extreme caution. You got it! I'm on the case. England is melting? Bummer. Sorry to hear that, my England friends. I pray for y'all. I pray for y'all. Cause I mean, it do be kind of hot here, but I have air conditioning. So, very, very good air conditioning, and we're also used to the heat. And we also don't, I also don't live right next to the ocean, so the humidity is not nearly as bad as it is there. Yeah, if I ever moved to the UK, I would probably rather, I think I'd want to live in either like Brighton or Edinburgh or somewhere around there. But wherever I ended up living in the UK, I would have to have air conditioning. Like, I'd be like, I do not fucking care what it costs. I don't care how difficult it is. I will have AC. God damn it. Excuse you? Oh wait, no, I actually need to kill these for something. Wait, do I have hunter log? Oh, I do have a hunter log. Silly me. I'm gonna have to do this at some point. Wow, these guys are beating the shit out of me. Well, I mean, no, they're not, but it do be hurting. Could y'all just die? Like, that'd be so cool. I should have put the other one to sleep. That would have been the smart thing. It's mostly a meme that AC is very... Mr. Vorn, I have been to the UK. Y'all's houses don't have that AC like it should. Your garb is now blessed with the power of a Toakant. But I don't have AC. So, okay, you come in here and are like, oh, that's not true. That's just an American lie. That's propaganda. We totally have AC. And then immediately go, but I don't have AC. Get your lying British tongue out of here. You come in here and tell lies? That's very funny. What does your character name mean? Dalcarius and Thracia. What does it mean? Nothing. What is it? It's a name that I came up with for, like, an OC as a young lad. Epitaph to Discovery. And I like it. And it makes me happy. What am I hoping for quality of life for your lizard boys? I want a geomantic web rework. I want all of the lizardman traits to be updated to match with, like, the new quality of traits. Notably the Slon traits, the second to fifth generation traits, I think need to be made to be much more reasonable. I also want a rework of the Blessed Spawning system. And that would be enough that I would be satisfied. I just finished writing up, like, my general ideas. Epitaph to Fluidity. So I'm gonna be recording that video today and, like, editing it, and then I'll put it out tomorrow morning. Alright. We have blessed our gear. Let's go see the boss. You have your own form of AC. Listen, a fan is not air conditioning. That's not how that works. That does not count. That is not AC. That's just having a fucking fan. Dalcarius is your edgy do not steal. Oh, if only you knew. If only you knew. Yeah, real people know that proper poor person in college air conditioning when you didn't have AC living out in West Texas was you would take, like, a pillow, like a pillowcase, fill it up with a bunch of water packs, stuff it in your mini fridge freezer in your dorm room, and then when it's time to go to bed, you take it out and you put all the ice packs in front of the fans so they're blowing cold water. And you, like, tape them on the box fans, and then you take that cold frozen pillowcase and you put it on your pillow, and that's what you sleep on. That was the way I got through 2 years of living without AC out in the desert. Your safe return heartens me, Dalcarius. I can feel newfound power emanating from the garb I gave you. I trust that this stage of your pilgrimage was a success. Now that you have traveled the realm and seen the land as far as Master Atoa did, I will share with you the rest of his tale. The histories claim that Atoa Khan disappeared in the mountains of Ogomoro, the Kobold motherland. This is not untrue, but there is more to the story. When the great mage did not return from his journey, one of his most devoted students went in search of him. As the legends have it, the young mage single-handedly fought off veritable legions of kobolds, while scouring the mountains for any sign of his master. Sadly, it was as all had feared. Though the young mage eventually found his master, the great Atoa Khan lived no more. As if the death of the man were not enough, Thyrus, Atoa Khan's great staff, a mighty relic passed down by his ancestors, was lost to the shadows. Undeterred, the young mage fought off the kobold hordes to carry his master's remains back to the surface. A ceremony was held to honor Master Atoa Khan's lives and deeds. And urns housing his ashes were carried off to the far-reaching frontiers of which he was so fond of in his living years. All of the urns except for one, that is, Yes, though the precise location is known only to a few, Master Atoa also rests closer to home. Here in the Twelveswood, not far from the Proud Creek, you will find yet another monument to the Great Mage. Take with you this habit, and pay your respects as before. If you keep pure intentions in your heart and your mind, then the healer's robe shall be your reward. You got it, boss. Have I played Elden Ring yet? No, not really. I want to. It's on my to-do list, but it's a horribly massive to-do list that also includes Final Fantasy XIV, which literally just goes on for eternity. So, you know. Is there a lore explanation for why Tic-Tac-Toe is such an asshole? Nah, man, I think it's just a you thing. Well, that's just your personal beef, homie. Do you think the Pajali only tolerates you because you have horns? I'm pretty sure that is not the story, but I imagine it should make the pill a little easier to swallow. The Pajali are kind of elitist. Remember, it only took Sotek 2 years to finish The Witcher, but we did finish it! Or, well, Witcher 3. And to be fair, okay, to be fair, right? We didn't just finish The Witcher 3, we 100%ed it. So don't bitch at me about how long it took. We 100%ed that game. Like, we did every single piece of treasure, we did all the things. So don't come at me with your complaints. Do I think in third edition Old World Games Workshop will explore the Far East and they will add most of the legacies in second? I think that's a distinct possibility. And if the person I talk to is to be believed, that seems to kind of be the case. Is that Warhammer second edition will focus more on bringing back certain legacy factions. Not all of them, but a good number of them. And then third edition will be a mixture of new races and legacy factions, with third edition focusing on the Far East. The Cathay Sentinel is pure torture to build. Heed my warning. Hey, Albert Morn BT, how you doing? Hawk, can we get a shout out for Albert Morn? He's a cool cat. It's a pretty cool dude. You don't think you've ever been able to confederate tic-tac-toe? Lizardmen don't have a good confederate system. You're just kind of expected to like do it purely through diplomacy, and it doesn't work very well because the Lizardmen are one of the most resistant to diplomacy factions in the game, where it's very hard to like change how they feel about you, and they're just kind of like mean the entire time. A little unrelated to the current conversation, but if any chance, if you caught up in the Uma Musume hype as well? No, no, God, no, and you can't make me. I don't care who the government sends. I'm not playing Uma Musume. Unless someone pays me like $500 to do it, then in which case I would probably do it. No, I don't really play games that have what do you call it? God damn it, what is it called? The like Gamba mechanics. Gotcha games. I'm not a big fan of gotcha games. I think it's a unfortunate practice that I don't really want to support. So because of that, I don't play those kinds of games. I'm not judging anyone that does. It's just not for me. How dare you interrupt me, you big armored bitch? Oh my god. I need one more bat. Do I think they'll update the Indian Koresh area? Yes. Yes, I do. Gotcha games are banned in your country? Really, Albert? That's great. What country, if you don't mind me asking? It's kind of wild. Pormesia, thank you very much for the super chat. Do you think we'll see other Dragon Ruler siblings as well as the Monkey King in future DLCs for Warhammer? Yes. Yes. I think it is very, 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 very likely that you will receive Yin Yin, Li Dao, and the Monkey King for Grand Cathay. Those will probably be the last. That will probably be all of the legendary lords Cathay will end up having. Is that squad? Is it down in this cave? No? Where am I going? Oh, it's like way in here. There's so many fucking Dulhans in it. Epitaph to infancy. Fuck you! Oh, thank God Crimlow's here. Crimlow, help me! Do something! They're bullying me! Thank you. No, leave me alone! I don't... Stop bullying me! Thank you, Crimlow.
Kunshima cheered. X100. Do you think Cold
The
War
power
will
of
update their model designs
Tawakant
for
has
old
been
races
lost
in future
here.
editions?
Oh no.
Their models look terrible and I hate their giant poles / very out of proportion body ratio.
Yes. Yeah. I do believe they will do that. Kurnshima. What is it? He's giving me a Gudgeon and a Papira. Why are you giving me fish? What? Why fish? Also, do you need an Odin card? Oh, I can't trade Odin card. Never mind. Thank you for fish. Don't accept things from Crimlow. You're not my dad! You can't tell me what to do. Crimlow, why fish? Other than you're wearing a fish head today. Porissima. Oh, wait, I already answered that. I'm just... My brain's not all there. You know why? Fishmen? Is it just all fishmen? Is it just always fishmen? Is it just fishmen all the way down? Are we incapable of escaping fishmen? Is that all we are? Is that all we amount to? Is that our curse? Our lot in life? New White Mage's robes. Oh, we're getting a full, like, cutscene. The urn holding Master Otoa's ashes was stolen? This cannot be! Grave robbery is a damnable enough crime in itself. But what manner of scoundrel would dare defile the resting place of a Pajang? Rest assured that I will investigate this heinous crime immediately. In the meantime, your pilgrimage demands you travel to one last destination. This final leg of your journey will take you to the very place that Master Otoa drew his last breath. Ugamoro, the homeland of the kobolds in Outer Lenosha. It is there, in plain sight of the kobold dig, that the student of whom I spoke did erect a monument to his fallen master. Grave robbing? How dare! Fishman confirmed, or my name isn't James Workshop. I fucking knew Criminal was James Workshop. I knew it! I knew it! If y'all have never seen James Workshop, you should. You should look him up. He's fucking hilarious. He's an actor that sometimes comes, GW sometimes basically, like, has him come over and do little things for them. Little skits. He's done some really fucking funny skits for them. Oh, interesting. So this quest doesn't actually give me the chess piece yet, I assume? How big do you see the chance of the Mega Huge DLC being in Koresh, Nepal instead of end times? No. The answer is no. Like, it's not a percent. It's 0%. It's a no. it's an absolutely not. And it's not because CA wouldn't be able to do it. It's because Games Workshop wouldn't be ready for them to do it. It's too soon for them to do all of those at once. Yeah, no. I'm sad to say, just no. Welcome back, Dalkarius. The journey was not an easy one, I trust. And yet I knew that Master Otoa would guide you safely back to me. In your travels, you have received the blessings of our great ancestor. And yet this was not the sole reason I sent you on this pilgrimage. Perhaps you sensed something of my intentions during your trip. Yes, Dalkarius. As he who would inherit Master Otoa's legacy, I wanted you to truly walk in his footsteps. To see the realm in both its beauty and its suffering, with your own eyes, as the great Mage did so long ago. And yet, it is strange, no? A pirate's lair, a rampant jungle, mountains of fire. Of all the hostile environs to which you journeyed, the single grave despoiled was that which rests right here in our forest home. I suspect this was the handiwork of no witless grave robber, but rather someone who knew all too well the value of that which was buried within. We must uncover the truth behind this crime and return Master Otoa's ashes to their rightful place, and quickly. You're with me, yes? Oh, it just jumps right into the next part. Grave robbery is a loathsome enough crime in its own right, but to defile the final resting place of a Pajal? Such an act could only be performed by the lowliest of bandit scum. I would like to think that the elementals have already delivered due justice to the villain. We must take no chances in allowing an escape. Whilst you were away, I put my best Moogle on the hunt, searching for any sign of the culprit or the stolen remains. I dare say he should have a clue or two for us by now. At least, he better, if he values that little ball on his head. Suffice it to say, though many Forestborn think of the Moogles as blessed, my own personal experience has found them to be more touched than anything else. Well, that's fucking savage. Oh, mistress, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. It's most unbecoming of a sincere Kupo. But fine, don't listen to me. Why, I told her just the other day that this is why she remains, shall we say, unspoken for. Ha! Wow. Jesus, Koopa. Holy crap. Don't go for the throat. She might not react to that phrasing at present, but her ire was indeed fierce, Kupo. Of course, you have not come to discuss my mistress's temper, but the grave robbery. A most unforgivable act of villainy, if I do say so myself, which I believe I just did, Kupo. I am pleased to say, and you will be pleased to hear, that the culprit did not escape Moogle eyes, Kupo. Well, my eyes he did escape. My associate, Pukno Poki, however, claims to have seen a band of ruffians skulking off in the direction of Red Belly Hive with various and sundry stolen goods in tow. Among them, a rather conspicuously elaborate urn. I do not know what the Red Bellies are up to, but surely it can be nothing good. Please, Dalkarius, go quickly. If the urn is lost, I fear Raya owes... Aya will be the least of my worries, Kupo.
I'm a bit disappointed about TWW3 news, but I agree with you. Hope for a bright future. Sot think.
Hey, King Yell Tactico, thank you very much for the 29 months, and yeah, I appreciate it, man. Would be nice if we get some FLC for Tomb Kings and Lizardmen. I would not be surprised if maybe they both got a new unit. Like, you know what I really want for Tomb Kings? Like, what I would, like, give my left butt cheek for the Tomb Kings, is I want Ushabti with great weapons. Give me Ushabti with great weapons, as, like, a free LC drop. I want, like, big, hefty armor-piercing Ushabti, and then allow the dual-wielding ones to be, or the two-hand weapon ones to be, anti-infantry spect. Dragon Ogre variants win? Oh, dude, tell me about it. We desperately need Dragon Ogre variants. Those thieving crooks! Those crooked thieves! Defiling the resting place of a Panjal? Why, no amount of thrashings, lashings, and bashings would suffice. Kupopo? Why, if it isn't the dashing white mage Kupcha spoke of, and not a moment too soon. Why, I was just about to swoop in and give them their comeuppance myself. Now that you're here, however, I believe I'll just sit back and enjoy the show, Kupo. Those vile red bellies tossed the urn into some ramshackle wagon, a most ignoble fate for a Panjali legend, I do declare, and carted it northwise towards their hive. You will retrieve it safe and sound, won't you, Kupo? Yeah, I got it. So Bretonia got shafted as they were mentioned in the previous blog. Well, I don't know if they got shafted. They just might not be, like, the next immediate thing, but I bet they're still coming down the chute eventually. They might just not be, like, happening right now. How about we tell that archer to go to sleep? And then we tell this nerd to go to sleep. And then I shoot you again. And then I regen myself. And then I keep shooting you. Yeah, y'all enjoy your little nappies. Maybe the Skelly Dragon? I want the Skelly Dragon more than you know. However, the general current opinion of Games Workshop is that Total War Warhammer 3 should not be allowed to use old world exclusive stuff. So like things that have been made explicitly for the old world, they don't seem to want CA to be using that because they want CA to buy another license. So that Creative Assembly does not currently own an old world license. They have a Warhammer Fantasy license, but they don't have an old world license. And Games Workshop considers those to be two separate IPs, which is stupid, and I can prove that that should not be the case. And it's really, really dumb, and it's Games Workshop being really, really greedy. Games Workshop are being greedy fucks about it, and they want more money, which is stupid because they've already made bank off of CA, and the old world would not exist if not for CA. So I'm rather irritated with GW about that, to be completely frank. Do I think the 6.3 rework for the Lizardmen and Tomb Kings means they won't get another DLC? No, I don't think that's what that means. I think it just means that they're getting a rework to fix and improve on some of their mechanics, because I don't think they're getting a DLC anytime soon, but it doesn't mean they're not getting any DLCs. Didn't Total War Warhammer 3 get models from Wartime? Total War Warhammer 3 has models and units from other IPs. Yes, they have models from the Mordheim IP, the Dreadfleet IP, the Man of War IP, and I think there's one more, but I can't remember what it is. And they also have used Age of Sigmar stuff, because we have Age of Sigmar style demons. Atoakant's ashes, the final remains of the wandering Pajal Atoakant. Thank you, Dakarius. The remains of our exalted forebearer hauled away by brigands like a sack of loot. Is that what our land has come to? There could be no doubt. It is the Great One's fury that brings such chaos to the Twelveswood. The situation is grave indeed. I shall have our wood whalers deal with the red bellies. We have more important matters before us. And yet I fear we have hit another snag. Though the urn has been safely recovered, the harsh treatment it suffered at the hands of the bandits has taken its toll. Uprooted from its proper resting place, the power of Atawakant once housed within has grown dim. I shall return the urn to its rightful home. Perhaps, over time, it will return to its former state. And yet I fear time is a luxury we do not have. We must explore other means to enchant the ritual garb. I will consult with my brother to see what knowledge he might have to offer. In the meantime, I would ask that you master your newfound skills as best you can. There is no telling when the Great One's fury might grow too strong to contain. We must ever be prepared. Holy! Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 140 to all nearby enemies. Oh, this is the big stun AoE. Go, let's go! I got my big fat stun! Seems weird they can license 5 others, but all was a step too far. Aha! But Creative Assembly doesn't have the license to those. Games Workshop just let them use it. That's the rube, right? Finally got an AoE damage power. So yeah, the whole thing that's super frustrating is that Creative Assembly did not have to get a Mordheim license, Dreadfleet license, AOS license, and Man of War license. Because Games Workshop said, oh, well, it's all technically Warhammer. It's all basically the same thing. So you could just use it. That's fine. You could just use it. But now that we're in the situation of Old World, now GW is sitting there and being like, well, you gotta pay us for that one. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, Games Workshop does not make money off any of those other IPs. Because all of those other IPs are not, they're not active. Like, they're not current IPs. Like, Games Workshop would still charge you, if you wanted to make a Mordheim video game, which if you haven't ever played the Mordheim video game, it's actually super good. But if you ever wanted to, like, do that, you could, ooh, I'm in trouble. But doing so, but Creative Assembly was basically given an exception. But now Games Workshop is trying to, like, pull the rug out from under them because they just want more money. And it's dumb and I hate it. It may be within their legal right to do it, but I think it's dumb and predatory and bullshit. Ooh, heal faster, heal faster. Eat the rich? Hell yeah, eat the rich. I'd hand him over to the Beastmen in a heartbeat, I'm telling you. Holy, such a cool spell. Holy shit. Oops, I keep casting the wrong spell. I am not a smart man. What about Necroserpents as a standalone unit? Yeah, that'd be cool too. I wouldn't mind standalone Necroserpents. I think that'd be fine. I would prefer Ushabti with great weapons first, but I would not complain. You know. Which, I mean, y'all have seen how good I am at complaining. One might say I'm a professional. Honestly, best thing would be the Keurig Titan. Well, yeah, but the Keurig Titan's too big for a free LC unit. Too big. The free LC units we've been getting with the patches are taking a unit that we already have and then changing them to have like a you basically change them to have a like a different weapon variant. Like, it's functionally the same unit, they just have a different weapon. That's what the current system is, which is great. It's nice. It's a good way to just start padding out rosters with units that they should have, to be honest. So, you know, we got our Blood Knights without lances. Oop. I gotcha. A little close for comfort, but we got there. Ushabti with great weapons would need new animations. Yeah, but it wouldn't be that complex. It's fairly simple. Because they still have the base Ushabti skeleton to do most of the heavy lifting. Because I mean, we got like Nengao Grenadiers, right? Nengao Grenadiers are that is Cathay had nothing that was very similar to that. But they still are they still reuse a lot of assets from the other Cathayan units. Notably the shotgun ladies. Or like your Blood Knights with sword and board are going to be using different animations than your Blood Knights with lances. But they're still using overall the same base model. So like the movement is mostly the same. When they get hit, they use the same reactions. Yada 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 yada. It's not like perfect one-to-one, which is why it still takes work, but it's not like as much effort as making something completely brand new. Where you have to have like new art, new assets. You have to design like the armor and the skeleton and yada 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 yada. By focusing on like introducing new variants on units we already have, they just save themselves a lot of work. Should Chaos Dwarfs get their own novel? Every single faction in Warhammer Fantasy should have its own set of novels. Anyone who disagrees with that is wrong. They're just objectively wrong, and they should be slapped. Blood Knights use same animations, Black Knights and Knights of the Rose. Yeah, the Ushapti with great weapons would probably use the same animation as one of the other many monstrous infantry with great weapon units we have in the game. Oh dear. I can't see shit. Don't you fucking die on me. I did not cover it. Shopty with Croc Score animations. I mean, you know, a lot of them do have gator heads. It would be really funny to see a random Ushapti just start death rolling. That would crack me up a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Want a Chaos Dwarf model or Chaos Dwarf novel where they prepare to march to war against an isolated dwarf mountain hold? That would be pretty cool. It'd be fun to see the Chaos Dwarves. I would love to see the Chaos Dwarves do a storyline about if they did a storyline about like laying siege to like a dwarf holder, a city or whatever, but them like getting to lay siege to someone majorly and like how they do it, right? Like how the stuff works and what goes into like Chaos Dwarf society, about how they design things and all of the politics of Zarnagrand while they're also dealing with trying to like take out various cities and test complex machines and systems and yada 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 yada. That'd be pretty cool. Nice to see you playing again. Yeah, I need to hurry up and get to Stormblood. I was kind of in like a depressed funk last week, and then there was like random busy stuff going on, but I'm feeling a bit better now. And shit's not on fire, so. Do you have any idea what kind of fancy machines the Chaos Warden will get? I have no idea, dude, but I hope it's absolute batshit insanity. Like, I want the Chaos Dwarves to be so crazy. Like, the thing about the Chaos Dwarves is that done right, the Chaos Dwarves should look like a very competent, terrifying 40k faction in a fantasy setting, right? Which is like kind of what the Skaven are like, but the Skaven are more like goofballs about it. Like they're spooky, but they're kind of also idiots at the same time. Ba ba ba. I learned rescue. Instantly draws target party member to your side. Oh, that's pretty cool. We are definitely not gonna make we definitely are not gonna make 60 by the end of today. I think if we're lucky we'll make 50. Oh, hey, we could do Arum Vale, everybody's favorite dungeon. I love Arum Vale. Tyranid novel win? Dude, right? Where the fuck is my Tyranid novel? 100% agree. Hard agree. Give me a novel that shows all the different creatures and how they process information and like all the different ways the hive mind attacks to tear apart a planet. And like all, you know, the perspective of the people that are trying to hold out against it, and how the hive mind just keeps outsmarting them at every opportunity. That would be so fucking cool. Holy! 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 Never enough holy, man. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to eat something. I mean, where are my tacos? I need taco. It's taco time, baby. Ooh. Oh, oh, God. Oh. Nope, nope. Okay, that was too much. that was there was too much damage to like everybody, while simultaneously too much damage to the tank. Ah! Oh! Don't afraid to home? What the fuck is home? I don't know what home is. Oh, I should have fucking used I should have used Swift Cast for Raise. I'm stupid. Oh, okay, that's right. It's weird having like long-range cast abilities, but I want to get close so I can holy. It's a little counterintuitive, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I want to move region up to 5 so I have easier access to it with my fingies. That has to be removed by eating the fruit, I think. But not too worried about it right now. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where is that goofball? There he is. Bro's just running around out of my healing range without a care in the world. How is the grinding aspect in this game compared to MMOs like WoW? It's not that bad. So, I find the grinding in this game much less gratuitous because the story is really, really good. Like, the story is legit fantastic, and is, like, super enjoyable. I do not think that for most people it's because it's more like an RPG that happens to be an MMO as opposed to an MMORPG, if that makes sense. It's a little weird to explain, but hopefully that makes some kind of sense. So I don't find the grind that bad, and it's mostly just for like cosmetic stuff. Like if you're like, oh, I want to have like a super fancy looking whatever, like I want my weapon to be like super fucking cool looking, or I want to have like a really cool legendary hat, or you know, whatever it may be, then you're gonna get into like some grindy stuff. But like if you're like, no, I just want to play the game and I just want to have a good time and I want to get through content, then there's really not that much grinding. Like, for me, all the stuff that I'm doing right now is completely optional and not necessarily ideal. Like, I am leveling a new career that I have to level from a lower level because it's one of the original ones, because I want to have access to a healer class, because I want to do a different career for every expansion. But that's a me thing. Not a, like, oh, you have to do that thing. Most people, I think, when they're playing through this game, they pick one career that they really, really like, and they might change to, like, a new career when it becomes available, because they, like, level unlock it. But for the most part, they're like, nope, I'm gonna do this one career, and that's all I'm playing. Oh, that's not good. Ow. And once you've done like main story, you don't level alts. That's another really good thing about this game compared to WoW, is that you don't have to level an alt. What you do is your character switches from doing, like, being one career to being another career. So all of the quests and main story and all that shit that you've already done, it's done. It's still done. The only thing you need to do is just level that character. And you could do that by doing side quests, running dungeons, or that career, I should say, on that character. But, like, he's still unlocked all the same content. So it's, like, a lot easier and more straightforward. It's very, very player friendly. And you can also do literally everything by yourself, storyline wise. You do not need, like, a great team of people or anything to do all the story content. You can do it totally by yourself. I did for a good amount of it. A lot of it, though, I had, like, people in chat helping out or whatever. Yeah, you could do a ton of stuff by yourself, and it's not too bad. Yeah, Cure 3 is just AoE. It heals less than Cure 2 does. Cure 2 is the highest level, is like the highest strength heal that I have right now. Cure 3 just makes it where I heal him and everybody else around him. But they have to be, like, near him, so it's a little finicky. Oh, maybe I should have taken that. That's actually better than what I have. Oh, actually, before I recommended gear, I'm gonna do it twice. I'm wearing shorts, and it looks really weird. Oh, this drip is terrible. But it's my ass-kicking outfit. Why is the healer's outfit shorts? Ugh, it's terrible. Should be 50 after this? Hell yeah. Alright, let's kill this bitch. This dungeon feels very weirdly uninspired because it's like all the bosses are just fucking the same thing. Will that reach me from here? Yes, it will. Excuse you. You get regen, and you get regen, and you get regen. Yeah, I should probably more wolf root. Fucking shorts and these big ass boots. Oh, I'm so close to 50. That sucks. Let's see. Oh yeah, hunt log. The Burning Wall, Eastern Thanaland. That's here, right? Yeah, like east, west. Yeah, the drip do not be impressive. I'm gonna have to like look up healer design or healer outfit designs to figure out which ones I want, or like what set I want to try and get. Because so far, they're kind of ugly, man. They're kind of ugly. The shorts are well above the knee. Are those basketball regulation? I mean, they do say that thighs save lives, guys. So, like, it's part of the healing process that whether you be male or female presenting, or, you know, guy, gal, or non-binary pal, whatever you may be, it is a crucial part of the process that you are you're exposing those hams. I should summon my stupid chocobo. Damn bird's just being lazy, not doing his job. Yeah, quit sitting on your ass! I wanna go this way. Level 50! Nice. I can now go do Heart of the Forest. I got the Magic Stick 5. Oh, I got a new skill. Medica 2. Restores... Oh, wow, Wait, does it also give regen? It only costs a tiny bit more than regular Medica does. So I think we can just replace that. Yeah, I have to leave the party to do this quest. Because this is gonna have the big ritual that's got the trials part of it. Yeah, so this is just... So if I cast regen before it, I get the additional effect. Okay, cool. So it just combos with regen. So, whoops. So what we probably want to do then is put it like that, so that I'm going up the chain. Wait, does it give regen? So it gives its own form of regen. It's not that it's comboing with regen. Oh. Okay. Alright, I'll do it like that. That works. So I don't need regular Medica. Well, I'll keep Medica in here just in case I need it for, like, dungeons. Oh! And I'm about to get Benediction! Restores all of a target's HP. Instant cast. Holy shit, that's amazing. So it's your oh shit heal. Forgive me, Dalcarius. Brother and I have considered every possibility and attempted every incantation at our disposal, but I fear the task of completing the enchantment has proven beyond our abilities. No living Padjal, not even our sister, possesses such power. Without the blessing of Atoa Kant, there is nothing we can do. With the ashes returned to their rightful resting place, Atoa Kant's spirit will return. Surely it is only a matter of time. Look around you, sister. Open your eyes and ears. Time is one thing we do not have. Alrune? The fury of the Great One mounts with each passing moment. It will not be contained much longer. No, the time for waiting is long past. Now is the time for action. But Dalcarius' garb. The enchanting is not yet complete. The situation is far from ideal, yet we have no choice. We must trust in Dalcarius' powers and do what we can. Do I hear you right, Alrune? Why, it was not long ago that you objected to Dalcarius' very presence at the ritual. I may be stubborn, sister, but I am no fool. I have witnessed Dalcarius' abilities with my own eyes. There can be no doubting that he is a mage of the white, one as worthy as you and I. Alrune, if you would place your trust in Dalcarius so, I see no reason why I should not. Very well, let us hasten for Evershade. It's also the fuck Dark Knight Living Dead button. Let's go! Well, this is nice. At least we'll be finishing the Realm Reborn content for White Mage, so that's good. You can look forward to all the times your benediction goes on cooldown, but someone dies anyway. That's actually very funny. If you didn't already, you got a ton of Moogle tomestones this week. If you do 6 B-stripe quests, oh, okay, great. Yeah, we'll be sure to knock some of those out. They'll probably have to wait till tonight, but yeah. Alrune has finally stopped being a little brat. Dalcarius, I speak to you now as my peer. The fate of Gridania lies in the balance. You can ill afford to fail. It's a big old beetle. Trial time, baby! Oh wait, Raya's here. Is something the matter, Dalcarius? This is no time to lose faith in your abilities. Hurry and take your place by the Guardian Tree. Time to become a Zote, baby! Bless that thing with good vibes. Oh! The Great One's range is too strong. I cannot reach him. Stay focused, Alrune. If we fall, who will rise to take our place? But sister, the forest itself turns against us. Oh shit. If we can only reach the Great One, his minions will relent. Cast away your worries and focus your mind on the ritual. No! Dalcarius! Oh shit, it's a Towakan! Stand strong, Dalcarius! Are you going to let some overgrown shrub ruffle your feathers? It's a Towakan! Oh, that staff is sick. And the two of you, don't you have a ritual to perform? Do my eyes deceive me? This is no time for chit-chat. Raya-O, Alrune, Dalcarius, focus your energies on the Guardian Tree. We must quell the Great One's fury, dispatch its minions, and resume the quieting. He's so tiny! The Great One is consumed by grief and anger. Our words will not reach him in this state. Fear not, my children. I will protect you. Focus your energies on the quieting. I will also do that. Oh, do I have to heal the tree? I think so. Oh god, okay, yeah. That is definitely what I'm supposed to be doing. Ugh. Holy mother of Hellfire, giant tree. I think I kind of have to balance helping my allies while also healing the tree. Also, his outfit is like, I want his outfit. His outfit looks fucking awesome. He doesn't have fucking goofy ass exposed shorts. Or maybe that's what I'll be wearing after this fight. Maybe I'll look cool once the fight's over. We'll see. That's the spirit, my children. I feel the Great One's will responding. Ooh. My strength grows dim, my children. I must return. Thanks for the help, Dad. Tree is a bitch to heal. Positions! Now, focus your powers on the guardian tree. Hooray! Is it over? The Great One's anger abates. You have done well, my children. Master Otoa, do you truly live? Live? Not as you would define the word. Mayhap the heart of Dalkarius here, whose strength I borrowed to join you. It's a miracle. It very well may be. Or perhaps the Mother Crystal heard this old soul's wish. I lived a long and fruitful life, but when I drew my last breath in Ugamoro that day, I did so with one profound regret, that I would pass from this realm without finding a worthy inheritor to bequeath my knowledge in full. My spirit left my lifeless body to abide in this soul crystal, with the hope that one day it would find its way into the hands of my successor. For years, my consciousness slumbered in the darkness, until I met Dalkarius. From the moment you took my crystal in hand, I knew, Pajal or no, I had at long last found one to whom I could truly pass on my knowledge. Yes, Dalkarius, I knew... Master Otoa! The power of the crystal grows faint. It would seem my all too brief sojourn here has come to an end. Farewell, Dalkarius of the White. Farewell, my children. I leave my forest home in your capable hands. Master Otoa, he has left us, and yet by his power, and that of his successor Dalcarius. The Great One's fury is quelled, and the Twelveswood is safe. Though Master Otoa traveled the world, no doubt his heart always remained here. And in the forest home he loved, he waited for us. Why, brother, for once you almost sound wise beyond your years. Strange, is it not? Perhaps I have finally learned something from you, dear sister. As I could learn something from you, Alrune. Your pride as a Pajal, your deep respect for our past. These are traits to be admired. The same can be said for Master Otoa's liberality. Yes, I believe there is a place for both beliefs amongst our kind. The road was a long and winding one, but at long last our work is done. Let us return to Camp Tranquil. We did it! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Ah, my brother and his wife have landed in Mexico. They're on vacation. Alright, let's go turn this puppy in! What, chat, does anyone know in what day of the week the Moogle stuff advances? The Moogle compendium thing's going on right now? To meet Master Otoa in the flesh. Well, not flesh, perhaps. I'm still shaking from the experience, and from the pure joy of seeing peace return to my forest home at last. I will be forever grateful to you, Dalcarius. I am honored that we were able to heal the wood together. I speak not only for myself. My brother has expressed the same sentiments. Were Master Otoa here, I'm sure he would say the same. Though, perhaps he is still here in some form. Behold! The final piece of your garb now pulses with his ancient power. Yes, there could be no doubt that Master Otoa intended this as his parting gift to you. Take it and wear it with pride, Dalcarius of the White. Before we part, I would bestow onto you a present of my own. By the ancient powers vested in me as a Seedseer, I bestow upon you the greatest incantation known to our kind. May you ever heed the will of the elementals, and use it in wisdom and compassion. Whew! I'm not given to formalities. I swear I don't know how my sister manages. In the short time I have known you, Dalcarius, you have grown to a fine white mage. I am honored to call you my peer. Use your powers in moderation, and let compassion be your guide. I have no doubt that you will bring succor and solace to wherever your journey takes you. Let's go! And I got the bitchin' spell! Benediction! This concludes the White Mage quest for Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have done that thing I already did, and then I can pick up a quest from her. The coffer gear is more stats like usual. Great, I will... Wait, what? Oh, I have too much shit. Hold on, let me go talk to a shopkeep over here. Sell some random garbage. I don't need the Velveteen Cowl anymore. I don't need the hempen half robe anymore. I don't need... Yeah, I'm not wearing that on any of my careers. I need to go put a bunch of this into my fucking thing. Alright. That gives us a little more space. okay. Once you have the full healer's robe, it looks much better because you can't see your legs. You cover those slutty things up. That's better. All right, but then we can open this. Yeah, which I think just gives a superior version of the same outfit. Yep. Oh, it looks way cooler though too. Yo, this looks kind of sick. All right, that's not a bad outfit. That is not a bad outfit at all. All right, I think we have just enough time to do the carryover quest. Taint misbehaving. Because we're gonna raid into Andy Law's Wolfrup stream. Dalkarius, you could not have come at a better time. We have dire need of your aid. There isn't time to explain. Know that, but that trouble is afoot, and I would ask you to meet me at the Guardian Tree. Got it, boss. Oh, also Benediction. Where do I want to put Benediction? Let's put it next to Rez, because it's kind of like our god tier heal. I don't know if it's possible, but I'd love to see Cleoite on Lorebeards at some point. That is not impossible. We discussed doing some stuff, but it was when she was getting all set up for her re-debut as a member of oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Oh god, her agency, or her talent. Crap. It's just out of my brain at the moment. But like she was building up to that, so shit was just like super crazy. I need to pop in her DMs and bug her about things. Thank you for coming on such short notice. We knew not else whom we might turn to. You got 15 minutes. How fares the Great One? Face Connect. Thank you. Yes, Face Connect. Unchanged from before, I'm afraid. He repeats the same words over and over. Then it falls to us to glean their meaning. Very well. Dalkarius, you will recall the time we performed the quieting and quelled the Great One's rage. Since that day, we have continued communing with him to ensure all is well, and it was until recently. I'm afraid to say that an unsettling change came over the Great One some days ago. He has taken to repeating the same words to us. The taint floodeth the forest, its beating heart to befoul. After some inquiries and research, we were able to learn that the Great One has spoken these words before, during the time of Otoa Kant. Immediately, we were made to wonder. When Master Otoa embarked on his journey of healing, could his purpose have been to protect the forest from the taint of which the Great One now warns? We sought to delve further into this, but no accounts of Master Otoa's journey are to be found at Stillgate Fane. Such records as exist are in the keeping of his foremost student, the mage who recovered his remains from Ogomoro. If he is still alive, he may be able to assist us. We have prepared a missive, and we would ask that you deliver it to his hands. After interring his beloved master, the man is said to have taken up residence at Fallgourd Float. Then he might ever be near to tend the tomb. If he is there still, the locals should be able to point you in his direction. While you seek to this task, my brother and I shall remain here and continue observing the Great One. My thanks in advance, Dalkarius. Yeah, I'd love to have Cleo on Lorebeards. That is something I can start to look into for some time in the future. You seek Master Otoa's former student. I'm afraid he has departed for the realm yonder. His granddaughter now tends the tomb at Proud Creek in his stead. If truth be told, I am worried about her. The area is thick with fiends, and even experienced wood whalers avoid venturing there unaccompanied. Gasp! Not fiends. Though fiends are a lot more tragic now that I know what they actually are. Otoa Khan's old student. I'd heard that someone's tending the tomb, but it's a young maid as I recall. That old fellow. I'm afraid he passed away some years ago. I remember him well, though. He took care of his master's tomb to the very end. His granddaughter, Eshiva, tends the place now. And she's been especially attentive since those accursed bandits came and defiled it. I don't know if it's... Oh, wait, no, you already answered that. I'm just dumb. Oh, lordy. Also getting quite hungry. But there's no point taking a food break, because I'm going to have to wrap up the stream in a little bit anyway. Oh. Fucking Doulahan! How dare you raise your blade against me? Oh my god, I hit so much harder now, dude. Getting that new gear, I hit so much harder now. Holy shit. It's like a night and day difference. Oh great, more July. Begone, foul creatures! Excuse you, Chocobo. Get out of the way. Thank you. Thank you so much. So focused was I on tending the tomb, I failed to notice the fiends approaching me. What? You're searching for the granddaughter of Master Atoa's former student. Then you need search no more. I am a Shiva. Know that I have taken on my grandfather's responsibilities. If it is within my power to help the Seed Seers, and I should be glad to do so. A jolly missive, a passionate entreaty for aid pinned by the Pajal Rhea Osina. The taint threatens the Twelves Wood. Nofaka have mercy. As the Seed Seers have surmised, 'twas to purge the taint that Master Atoa journeyed the length and breadth of the realm. Simply put, the taint is ether that has been befouled. If we are to be rid of it, we must find the source of the corruption and cleanse it. The question is, are the Seed Seers prepared to do as Master Atoa once did? At any rate, it is best I speak with them directly. I shall make my way to the Guardian Tree at once. Good lass. I'm guessing they're gonna be like, you got to go explore the realms! And they're gonna be like, no, we can't, we're Pajali, we have to stay here. My character's like, well, I'll go, I can do it. I'm just glad I don't look like shit anymore. Ooh, cool music. My thanks for finding Eshiva, Dalcarius. She has told us all. If we are to protect the Twelves Wood from the taint, we must needs deal with the corruption at its source. Is that the way of it? It is. That was why Master Atoa embarked upon his journey, heedless of his Pajali heritage. And yet Master Atoa was no ordinary Pajal. We are duty-bound to remain in the forest. We cannot simply leave it. Dalcarius, I am loath to ask this of you, after all you have already done for us, but the preservation of the Twelves Wood is at stake. You are not Pajali, and hence are not bound by the laws which bind us. Will you embark upon this quest in our stead? With all due respect, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. You would entrust the fate of the forest to an adventurer? Calm yourself, and know that Darkaris is no ordinary adventurer. Nay, he is a white mage true, chosen by Master Otoa himself to be his successor. He bears his soul crystal and his legacy both. I have every confidence that you will be able to purge the taint. As such, I would join my voice to my brother's request. Master Otoa's successor? That such an individual existed. I wish to make a request of my own. In his youth, my grandfather served Master Otoa proudly, accompanying him wherever so he went and assisting in purification rituals. It has ever been my desire to emulate my grandfather's deeds. If Darkarius is to undertake this quest to eliminate the taint, I would likewise accompany and assist him. The journey will be fraught with peril. Are you willing to risk life and limbs solely for the sake of emulating your grandfather? I am, my lady, but that is not the whole of it. I cannot sit idly by while a threat encroaches upon the Twelveswood. It is our home, and we each of us must do our part to protect it. Our part. I see that your heart is true. Very well. Assuming that Darkarius consents, and I see no reason why he would not, you have our blessing to accompany him. The fate of the Twelveswood is in your hands. We shall pray for your success. We will need to make plans for the journey. Please come and see me at Falgord Float. The fate of the Twelveswood is in your hands. We shall pray for your success. 'Tis no simple matter for a Podjal to leave the Twelveswood. Once again, we must rely upon you, my friend. You got it. I won't let you down. Who is the smarter troll, Ugma or Throg? Ugma? Probably Throg. I don't even remember who Ugma is off the top of my head. I feel like you're setting me up for a suck my balls joke, but it doesn't like line up properly. I'm trying to remember who Ugma is. Huh. And they call themselves Podjals. You wonder at my irritation, I shouldn't doubt. I suppose I ought to explain. You see, I was brought up on the tales of Master Otoa's journeys, the sufferings he endured for the sake of the Twelveswood. Young though I was deeply touched by his courage and sacrifice. And to say that his deeds, and to this day, his deeds remain close to my heart. That is why it irks me that the Seedseers will not lift a finger to help the forest. But thankfully, we have you. As Master Otoa's chosen, you are far more dependable than any Podjal alive. Now then, let us speak of our journey. Grandfather left his records of Master Otoa's journeys in my keeping. I shall scour them for clues as to where we must go. While I do this, pray attend to your own preparations. I shall be here when you are ready to strike out. I mean, I don't think that's really fair to the Pajali. I mean, they have their reasons. The next White Mage quest will be available for Miscaiva upon reaching level 52. Alright! We have begun the storyline. And we still have a couple minutes to go. So I'll just knock out a couple of hunt quests while we just blow some time. Lenosha, Iron Lake, Outer Lenosha. Nope, that's Western. I need Outer. I'm looking for a grenade! I do want to appreciate you all and say thank you for coming to hang out today. Lovely to hang out as always. I would like to just keep going and just grinding to 60. I think that's what we'll do tonight. But I do have some family matters I have to attend to before the day goes any further. And Lawhammer is going to be starting in just a little bit over on Twitch. So that's where I'll be sending Twitch chat. And for YouTube chat, I'll be spamming links down below. Or in the YouTube chat, so that you all can hopefully, if you would be interested, to please go check out Andy's stream. They're doing another great episode of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition. The storyline for The Enemy Within is nearing its end, which is pretty exciting. Why do I have a kill marker on a Kobold Priest? Whatever, I'll just kill it. Kill first, ask questions later. I had to kill 4 of those? Oh. Hopefully y'all had a good time hanging out with me today and just chatting about Warhammer lore and Total War and all that jazz. I know things are a little weird right now, but hopefully they'll continue to get better. I don't see more of those particular kind. Oh no, there's a Kobold Priest. Oh, okay, yeah, Ugma's the river troll from the from Trials and Tribulations, right? Throg should be much smarter than her. Like, way smarter. Like, she is smart for a troll. Throg is just smart. Which is what makes him, like, super duper 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 terrifying. Dude, I am so excited for his new voice actor. Well, I don't know if it's a new voice actor, but his new voice lines. Like, holy shit, am I excited for that. That's one of those things that I would love for them to showcase a little early. Like, I know they're like, oh, we're like months away from release and yada, we're so sorry, yada, yada, yada. It's like, y'all have tons of stuff you could just drip feed us to keep us entertained until you're ready to show off, like, the next step, you know? Like, maybe, like, 2 weeks from now, or like a week from now, or 2 weeks from now, show off, or like, well, okay, how many weeks are we away from, like, the end of September? Someone do the math real fast. How many weeks would it take to get us to, like, the last week of September? I need one more Kobold Priest. You help me get through a long, tedious workday? Well, I'm glad I could do that for you. I'm sorry we're not doing like an 8-hour stream today. But at least we got a morning stream in. That's unfortunately rare for me. There we go. Oh, that was for that. Okay. Okay, I've got time to do one last hunt thing. So let's go to Corthus Central Highlands. Actually, no, we might not have. Has Andy started the stream? Because we can't read into it until he's started. If he started, then we can go. Why don't I just check myself? Oh, I think he just sent out. Yeah. He just sent out a Twitch thing. Yes, about to go live. Okay. Well, okay, about to go live doesn't help me. The question is, are they live? Yes, they are. Okay. All right, then that's it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. We're gonna raid into Lawhammer. Yes, they are. Okay. Oh god, right, my voice. Please give Andy my best. I'll also post the link in YouTube chat so that if you'd like, because he's not streaming on YouTube, he only streams on Twitch. So if you want to go join, you can. And thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. There we go. All right, I will see you guys later today. But please go say hi to Andy for me and enjoy some Lawhammer. Please take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.